Yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to like
All right, you have 60 seconds.
go. No, just to like appreciate people who write soundtracks.
Ludwig Göransson. Mwah.
Oh,
Banger.
so nice.
I shouted him out on Twitter the other day
Yeah.
because he well, I didn't shout him out. I don't. He has like millions of followers, but Road was like, "Who are your favorite composers?"
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, Ludwig.
Yeah, he's so good. But there was, well, are there any like iconic scores that you like?
That I love.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a
Yes?
couple
Okay.
actually. Call Me by Your Name, that whole soundtrack.
Mhm.
Inception, obviously. Dark Knight.
Yeah.
These are all these are the same
These
people.
are the same
This is all
people.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Let's just say Hans
Hans
Zimmer.
Zimmer.
Just pin that.
All of his movies.
Yeah. Obviously Black Panther soundtrack is
And
just
Tenet.
so good. Tenet, yeah, absolutely. I have one like in the back of my head.
Can't remember it.
Let me check my list. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Well, there's actually one. I found a really good example of like very clever writing. And it was from actually the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Do you remember the scene where what's his name? Hiccup
Yeah.
and Toothless is the dragon.
Yes.
When they're flying for the first time?
Yes. I
Probably
remember that
vaguely.
scene. I can't remember anything about it.
Well, roughly what happens, I think, from what I remember, is...
sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
Euphoria is the other one for me.
Oh, yes.
So good.
Yeah. Roughly what happens is he straps on like that, like the side of his tail that he made,
Yeah.
that Hiccup makes, and then they fly for the first time, and they kind of tussle, and they go good, and then all of a sudden it goes really bad, and then eventually they get to a point where they're flying super well and like
Yeah.
weaving, and it's so cool. But in the beginning of it, it's like this when the track starts playing, it plays Hiccup's theme. So his theme's playing as they're starting to fly, and then when things start to go wrong, it starts playing Toothless's theme.
Oh.
And so, like, when the characters are introduced, when Hiccup's introduced in the beginning of the movie, like, that theme's introduced. When Toothless is introduced later, his theme's introduced. And now they're both, like, playing. And this guy... did I write down who... Oh, I didn't write down who wrote the score, but it, like, starts to intertwine with each other. And so... Hiccups is playing, and then Toothless starts playing as Toothless tries to take control, and then it kind of goes back and forth for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they start playing together.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
he's written it so that it fits in like perfectly with each other. And as soon as they start playing together, like they're weaving in and out of these rocks, and like,
That's so sick.
it's so satisfying.
I actually watched a whole analysis video about how Avatar the show uses like musical cues.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of on the same level because the thing was that like because it's an animated show and it was under pretty heavy time crunch, they had to just kind of create these stings and then run with them basically. So they come up with
Right.
these random ideas and be like, all right, that's Zuko's theme or whatever it is.
That's cool.
And then they would adapt those themes over time into full soundtracks. So like,
Wow.
like the Zuko sting from the first episode becomes the Fire Nation's theme in like season 2.
That's
And then later on there's like a major version of Zuko's sting that plays when he becomes a good guy, like that sort of thing.
Right.
And then there's also one of the pivotal moments in the show is a scene where Aang and Zuko are like learning how to firebend,
yeah.
and they do this dance with the dragons, and they go like bah, bah, that sort of thing. And it's so well done, and the score for that uses stings from the Fire Nation and from the Air Nation.
Wow.
And then it like merges them into one and uses all these like tribal beats and stuff to like oh man,
so cool.
so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. But yeah, no, I love when that stuff
That is
happens.
awesome. Yeah.
Soundtracks are dope.
I know. Even I was also looking at Baby Driver.
Yep.
Soundtrack you can't go past.
No.
And I didn't realize how much of it was like synced to the music.
Yeah, all of it is.
Yeah, like the whole movie.
Yeah, that's the point of the movie.
I didn't realize how much of it was.
Oh,
I noticed like bits and pieces.
that's why I love it so much, because everything is in time.
Yeah,
Like,
and it like, oh man, and it just brings you into what's his character's name? Baby, into his perspective way more.
yeah.
When he puts headphones in and
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm really amazed you didn't know that.
I don't know.
That's
It's just like kind of realizing things.
Right.
It's like when you watch The Shining for the second time.
True, yeah. No, that's why I literally, I walked out of Baby Driver the first time I saw it, bought another ticket, walked right back in.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so good.
it kind of sucks that most of the cast of that movie are bad people.